So my main theme in this podcast is going to be, well, the topic is Natasha Cooper, but I'm also going to talk about how people sell out and sell their souls on YouTube for views and subs. And to be honest with you, I can understand why people sell out, why people kind of become fake and fabricated, because the desire for attention, for subs, and what that turns into is so great that people are often prepared to do anything to get their subs. Now, listen, I've been hearing about Natasha Cooper for a while, and I've got to say to you that I never really hated. Oh, I've got background noise. I've got to close the window in a minute. I never really hated Natasha Cooper. I was always on the fence with her. There were some things that I saw in her. I saw a lot of narcissistic traits in her, but I also saw there were things about Natasha, or there are things about Natasha, because she hasn't really gone away, although I've heard that her channels have been suspended or deleted. There are things about Natasha Cooper that I do like. I love her outspokenness and her boldness. But I never hated her, and I never particularly liked her either. I was always on the fence or on the post with her. But before I get into her, I just quickly want to talk about Kelly at the What's Obsession channel. And she was recently on Armchair Detective's channel. I rarely watch Armchair Detective anymore. It's very difficult for me to get through any of his content. I just cringe all the time when I hear him speak. But I decided to take a look at his channel and saw that Kelly was on there. And Kelly has come to this channel, and we've always had a very good relationship right from the beginning. And I respect Kelly. I just want to say that I respect Kelly. She's always nice to me. She's nice to everybody. She speaks very well. She presents very well. But I definitely think that her desire for subs and views has made her cozy up and love bomb Armchair Detective AD, because being cozy with him is enabling her to get more subs and more views and more spotlight on her channel. I don't understand how she can actually believe that Chris Watts is not guilty. Not only that, but that there isn't enough evidence against him. I mean, the evidence against Chris Watts is just so overwhelming. It's very sad that we've come to the stage where people are trying to twist the narrative of an obviously guilty man for views and subs. It's very sad that we've come to that point in this case. I mean, apart from the fact that he was dumb enough to bury his family at his work site where he worked as a field coordinator, the fact that he was the only survivor, Shanann's dead, the kids are dead, but he was the only survivor. And then you look at, the affair he was having with Nicole Kessinger. It's so blatantly obvious what happened, and he will never, ever, ever be released. I mean, never. I mean, it's not only that he signed those documents and he confessed, but he led Ellie to the bodies. There's no way he could have known where those bodies were if he was innocent. Also, the fact where the bodies were buried. I mean, very stupid of him to place the bodies where he did, where he actually worked as a field coordinator. And the fact that he was the only survivor in his family, all of his family members are dead and he's the only survivor. I mean, you'd have to ignore a lot of things to think that he was innocent. So I basically believe that Kelly at the What's Obsession channel, who I actually like in many ways, don't agree with everything that she says. I don't agree with everything that she puts out. I actually think that she is love bombing AD to get subs. That's what I think. And she's probably going to hear this and she's not going to like it, but that's just my personal opinion. I still like Kelly. I still respect her, and she's always welcome on my channel. I remember Natasha Cooper. She started out with the Watts case, and then she went on to the Gabby Petito case, and she did very well with that. As a matter of fact, she did really well with the Gabby Petito case, and that's when her kind of popularity skyrocketed. And she was friends with another Kelly, the Avocado Kelly. And I remember she was in this really big feud with MRB. I mean, the feud between her and MRB had to be seen to be believed. I mean, I've talked about this in another podcast, which I'm going to link. The feud between her and MRB is like almost, it was just like this big fight. And as far as I'm concerned, there should never have been any feud between them. MRB and Natasha Cooper are from two completely different worlds. I mean, the mudslinging and the tongue lashing and the screaming that went on between those two was almost like a playground, like a playground squabble, and not something that I expect two respectable older ladies to be engaging in at all. Natasha had this big, bold Southern accent. That woman is a lie. Y'all hear me? His dog was sick. He needed money for what? She had this like Southern accent. Y'all hear me? She's a liar, y'all people. Natasha and MRB are from two completely different worlds. I don't understand why they were ever in any feud. So anyway, I've been hearing a lot about Natasha and her channels being suspended or taken down, but now she seems to be cloning her daughter's channel and selling cosmetics and beauty products on that channel. I mean, once you've been suspended or deleted or removed from YouTube, you're not actually legally allowed to come back, which is what has happened with Critical K. Now, Critical K used to say a lot of nasty things about Natasha, and she was not the only one, but Critical K used to say, I'm not even going to repeat the things that Critical K said, because Critical K said so many nasty things about people in general, and she was just such a horrible, she really picked on people, and I think she got off on that. And her channel was suspended twice, and she's come back yet again, and she's still doing the same stuff. It's very sad that people who, abuse the platform somehow always manage to weasel their way or wiggle their way back in, and it shouldn't be the case. But I have to say, there are people that are far worse than Natasha Cooper who still have channels. So that's very disheartening, because there are a few people that I talk about on my channel who I think deserve to have their channels suspended a lot more than Natasha Cooper. And that's just my personal opinion.